Hey, what is up, mortals? It is Xavier PZ here with a new video for you. Welcome to part 3 of What If Izuku Had a Berserker Quirk. I just want to greet you guys by just saying sit back and relax. You're in for a treat. So we begin. After the hard 2 weeks of quirk training, they relax and prepare their minds for the sports festival. During the 3 days before the sports festival, Izuku and Bakugo hang out and chill, talking about who will come in third, as they know they will come in second and first. Dude, Todo is totally coming in third if he uses his full quirk. Yaoyorozu or Ashido might surprise us. You're only saying Ponytail could come third because you have the hots for her, punching bag. Sparky, really, you haven't called me that in years. I told you never to call me that again, or I'll blow your face off, Broccoli. Did you forget? You can't hurt me. My quirk makes me immune, remember? I may not be able to damage your body, punching bag, but I can destroy your chances with Ponytail. You wouldn't dare, Sparky, or I'll tell everyone in school you're gay for Ida. Don't you dare spread that lie, or I'll actually destroy your chances with Ponytail. You could always admit your feelings for shitty hair. Bakugo enters gay disaster mode and starts sputtering before saying, Yes, no, I don't even care. I can't say anything. That's your feelings. Your burden to bear. While they're out, they shop for victory clothes and end up buying the fanciest clothes that they can find. Very, very nice tuxedos that match their hero outfits, but in each other's sizes. Izuku bought something for Momo to convince Bakugo to buy Kirishima some Red Riot merch, so that when they win the sports festival, Kirishima and Bakugo can go on a date together to celebrate winning the sports festival with Izuku, and Momo tagging along with them for their own separate date. 3 days later, as they walk to the sports festival, they continue to talk about who they think will come in different places, with them both agreeing that Minoru Mineta would definitely get last, no matter whatever happens in the sports festival, until they get to class, where they waited for Aizawa to arrive. As they start listening to the different pep talks the rest of the class is giving each other, before Aizawa comes and takes them to where the sports festival will be happening, which is a massive stadium with hundreds of thousands of seats full of friends, families, teachers, and strangers cheering as they enter, excited for what they were about to watch. Suddenly, President Mike came over the speaker system yelling, How do you do, little listeners? Are you ready for this year's UA Sports Festival, where you will see the best hero students in Japan compete in a competition where the points don't matter and the games are made up? The students start lining up in the tunnel as President Mike announces, Now, let's see who will win the first event, the obstacle course. Midoriya stood confidently in a crowded tunnel with well over 100 students. He kept his senses keen for a signal to begin the race. An air horn ripped through the air as the force of hundreds of students pushing against each other had Midoriya squished and unable to move. Izuku launched himself into the air, expecting Shoto to shoot and freeze the competitors. He landed smoothly with a roll as he continued his momentum with a sprint. Todoroki breezed past him while sliding on a path of ice, and the icy teen gave Midoriya a side glance. The ice below Todoroki's feet expanded and covered the entirety of the obstacle course's ground. Ida, using the propulsion of the rockets in his legs, broke through the ice and started slipping on the floor. As he tried to run, Bakugo, Momo, and Ayama used their quirks to fly over as the rest of the students also slipped and slided, trying to get over the ice. Izuku, Bakugo, and Todoroki make it to the first obstacle. The 3 frontrunners have come up against the first barrier that the students will have to face. Now, some of you may be able to recognize these robots as the zero-pointer villain robots from the entrance exam. But here, they're just a roadblock. Upon seeing the obstacle, the rest of the students from the other courses who didn't have to fight them start complaining about how tough they looked. For something called a zero-pointer, as that implies, there are harder robots in the school's arsenal. Izuku, then using his quirk, throws himself through the heart of a zero-pointer, not slowing his momentum, while Bakugo just blasts through it, not slowing down at all. Shoto freezes the robot in his way, and goes around the robot and tries to keep up with Izuku and Bakugo. Izuku takes the lead, as he keeps running towards the next obstacle. It seems nothing can stop these 3 as they rapidly approach the next barrier, the fall. Hope they can jump. Bakugo just flies across the fall, knowing how to use his quirk to propel himself across the air. Izuku uses his strength to jump from platform to platform and keep up with Bakugo, and Todoroki just makes an ice bridge. After crossing the second obstacle, Izuku and Bakugo go back to racing each other, ignoring Todoroki, fighting and competing for the top spot. Bakugo and Izuku barreled towards the third and final obstacle. Down down to the last leg as they enter the minefield. But remember that because these mines are used for games, they aren't as powerful as they would normally be. Bakugo hears bombs and prepares to fly over the bombs and ignite from the other side. Todoroki tried to get at least second place, using his ice to propel himself towards the finish line. Izuku gathers lots and lots of bombs together in a single hole, then punches them, blasting himself past Bakugo, winning the race. This video is sponsored by Adobe. Adobe is redefining the digital experience through game-changing innovations that shape the next generation of storytelling. Adobe makes it easy to create, edit, and share digital documents securely, allowing you to collaborate and communicate across devices. Adobe Photoshop is your go-to application for faster graphics editing and digital art as a whole. At We the Celestials, all our thumbnails across every channel are created with Adobe Photoshop. Adobe Premiere Pro is a timeline-based and non-linear video editing software application that is versatile and easy for beginning and master editors. Finally, Adobe After Effects is the industry-standard tool for digital visual effects, motion graphics, and compositing applications used in post-production. Many of our voice actors, audio editors, and video editors use Premiere Pro and After Effects to produce these high-quality videos. Click the link in the description below to start creating now. And thank you to Adobe for sponsoring this video. Well, there we have it! The winner of the first part of the sports festival is Izuku Midoriya from Class 1A, with Katsuki Bakugo in second and Shoto Todoroki in very close third. The 42 students at the top of the rankings have earned the right to advance to the next event, but unfortunately, the rest of the students have failed to advance. The second event of the sports festival will be the Cavalry Battle, where the top 42 students will each form a team of 2 to 4 for this event and earn points by grabbing headbands from the other teams. The number of points each student is worth is dependent on their placement in the obstacle race. However, as Izuku placed first, he is an exception to the points rule and is instead worth 10 million points. The Cavalry Battle will last 15 minutes, and the point value of each team will be the total accumulation of each of the headbands taken. The one to wear the total point accumulated headband will be the rider, and the headband can only be worn around the neck or the head. If a team crumbles or loses a headband, that team is not out of the game. Quirks can be used but cannot be used for malicious aims, so no targeting people. Now you may begin team negotiations. You have 15 minutes to construct your team. Izuku goes to the other students and tries teaming up with Ida as speed is key, but Ida said, "Even though I would be okay with helping you win, Midoriya, you're a rival. That by defeating will allow me to achieve greater things, so I'll be joining Todoroki's team. But don't let there be any hard feelings. This is purely done for both our betterments." This causes Izuku to team up with Mei Hatsume, Momo Yayorozu, and Fumikage Tokiyomi. "Yayorozu, do you think you can copy Hatsume's hover souls so that we can hover when I throw us up in the air?" "I think I can do that, yes." They talk and plan, then put Tokiyomi on top, and Izuku takes lead with Yayorozu and Hatsume at the rear, providing propulsion and support as Izuku provides brute force support. Many teams try to target Team Midoriya as to get the 10 million point headband that he is wearing. Teams Tetsu and Hakagure try to attack Team Midoriya, but they escape their attack with Fumikage's Dark Shadow, Momo's creation, and Mei's hover boots. Seeing the target they have on their back, they decide to hover in the air, several feet up out of people's reach. Katsuki then appears from the ground by using explosions to fly at them and tries to attack Izuku, but Fumikage's Dark Shadow blocks his explosion from propelling them close enough to steal the 10 million point headband. During all of this going on, Todoroki and Bakugo were fighting other teams, as an example being that Todoroki was freezing the other team's feet and stealing their headbands. Some examples of the teams he stole headbands from are Team Monoma and Team Shinso. But unfortunately, Shinso used his quirk to have Todoroki give him his headband back, as well as the headband he owns with the most points. And Bakugo fighting Monoma, with Monoma rebuking his efforts by using Bakugo's quirk against him. Bakugo then attacks again, but Monoma uses Hirishima's quirk to block the attack. Bakugo, seeing that Monoma has a quirk that copies people's quirks, he yells about it before Monoma confirms that he does have this ability. Before Monoma declares that Bakugo was the one who fanned the flames of war with his declaration before, Bakugo furiously declares that he or Izuku will place first by beating everyone. A little bit before the end of the challenge, Bakugo and Todoroki again try to grab the 10 million point headband from Izuku's team. Bakugo by the same method as last time, and Todoroki by forming a giant ice ramp that Ida runs on top of as to use his momentum to fly at Izuku's team. By using Todoroki's ice, he lessens the friction from his running so that he can go farther, but Momo's creation was able to stop him from getting close enough by making sand that she throws in the eyes of Ida and Todoroki to temporarily blind them. Todoroki misses the grab, and instead grabs the 70-point headband from Bakugo, causing him to yell in rage, as he starts trying to blast his head off, which is blocked by ice walls. "Get back here, you half-and-half bastard!" But right after that, the hover boots that they were using start to sputter and die, sending Team Izuku hurtling down to the ground. Izuku, knowing this is gonna hurt, activates his quirk, as Team Midoriya falls, putting all the force into his arms, as he catches his entire team, where they have to fend off the other teams again. But just before anyone could capitalize on Team Izuku being down, time runs out, and President Mike screams, "Time's up!" signaling the end of the challenge, and the cementation of their total points. Congratulations to the top 3 teams being Midoriya, Team Todoroki, and Team Bakugo. An extra congrats to Team Izuku for somehow managing to keep a hold of the 10 million points headband, even though everyone was trying their luck to steal. Upon hearing the results, Bakugo enters an angry Pomeranian mode and has to be held back by Izuku and Kirishima's tight, stiff, and rugged toned muscles. Bakugo blushes, being restrained by his crush and his childhood friend, not realizing he's still on camera. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, there are a few more things I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, I'd like to thank our patrons, BD Flames, Ethan Davis, Terry Chills, Shifter Meals, Adam Zagel, Zill, ZaveBeat03, and Joshua Phelps. Secondly, I'd also like to thank all of our YouTube members, Toya Costa, Rob the King, SithLord906, CF2364 and Knuckles, Rimu Tempest, Angel Juarez, Donald C. Stewart, Bryant Greer, and Demonized Fox. Thirdly, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has you covered. Do We the Celestials' My Hero Academia and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist? Check it out if you're interested. Fourthly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in today's excellent content production. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, I'd like to extend an invitation to join the team. The only caveat is that we only accept members from 16 years or older to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interest by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video. So thank you all for watching and have a great day.